After pulling the rest of this Range Rover apart, we're getting down to the sort of bare bones of it now. And one of the things I noticed was the sunroof wasn't operating. It could be an electrical problem. Well, I put a battery on it, that wasn't working, and I tried the hand crank position where you can move it by hand, and well, that was stiff, so I'm going to take it out. The problem is, I noticed something that's quite common on Land Rovers and Range Rovers, like Discoveries, anything with the sort of a sunroof in, is that it is leaking. Why is it leaking? Well, somebody's had a go at this before, because I think they've just put sticker flex or seal around it, which isn't really correct. But why is it leaking? If you notice here, we've got some tubes. Now what you can't see is they're absolutely full of water. Now just let me see if I can get this. Oh yeah, you can see here it sits in like a bath. This is like a channel. So any water that gets through the sunroof will then go into this channel and out through these tubes, and there's one on each door pillar. Like there's one on the seat post, going through the seat post, and comes out the back of the car. And the other ones though, they're a bit of a mystery, because I think they actually go down inside the door pillar, which is one of the factors why the bloody door pillars rust out so much. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you what we mean by water in these pipes. Now I haven't set this up, I just noticed it the other day. So what we're going to do is take off this little clip, these horrible clips that just break. We can easily replace those. Even a tie wrap will do. And what we're going to do now is, because everything on this car is 30 years old and its plastic's all old and brittle, we're just going to warm that pipe up a little bit, like so, because the last thing I want to do is replace the whole pipe. Now, I'm moving my things in advance. I need a tool. Be back in a minute. When you're taking pipes and hoses off, these tools you can get off Amazon or something like that, really cheap. But you can actually make them out of an old screwdriver. All it is just a very fine point, but it's at an angle, so you can get under a pipe or a hose like that. Oh my, we have water. What a surprise. It looked empty, but it's actually full of water. Oh dear, perhaps this could be the cause of the leakage. You see, what's happened is the hose has got blocked up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera in a better place, and then using my airline, I'm going to put that on the end of the pipe, thus, and I'm going to blow the pipe through, and you're going to see all the crap, all the debris that comes out. Right, move this camera. The end of the hose is here. Alright, now pay attention, because I can't see what's going on while I'm blowing this out. So let me get my airline. It is recording, that's right. And let's blow this and see what happens. Bit of a blockage in the pipe. Probably dirt's been thrown up and got in the end of the pipe. Not a particularly good idea, but better than running it through the B post, or the C post, should I say. So that one's nice and free. Let's have a look at the front ones. The same method applies on the front pipes. Warm them up, because they're only vinyl tube. Careful not to melt them. So that one's free, but where does it come out? Let's have a look. Now I'm just guessing with this, because I'm not sure of the old classic Range Rovers. Mine never had a sunroof in it. So let's blow this through. Right, it's not coming out of there. Must be coming out from under the scuttle somewhere. Let's have a look. Before I go on to the next stage, this is where the Disco 2s came out, so these were a problem. But I think I found where it comes out. You know, typically my battery on my light's going, but you can see just up here under this decker panel, that's where the pipe comes out. So I'm going to check all the rest of them, blow them all out, make sure they're nice and clean. Then we're going to get on and we're going to find a method of winding this sunroof back and finding out why it's so stiff. It looks like we've got the self-same problem here. Oops, watch your fingers. Ah, yep. This one's blocked too. You know, there's not much plugging that pipe up, you know. There's not much at all. And I don't know why we could reroute it. One thing I wanted to say about these roofs is it's quite easy to get the sunroof out, because that's the only way you're going to actually access these pipes. You could sort of blow them from underneath, or sort of poke them from underneath the arch. I'm going to have a look at the front one and see if that's the same, but it seems to be because the car's sort of leaning down at the back because there's no engine in it. All the water's running this way. They do get blocked up with pine needles and bits of small leaf and stuff like that, bird poo, whatever. So yeah, so let me get all these pipes out and then we'll have another look. This one at the front passenger corner is blocked. Now, oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just the pipe's nipped up. I just cut that tie wrap holding it up, and I think what they've done is they've not routed the pipe properly. When they put the sun visor on, they've nipped the tube. I'm just going to warm that pipe up a bit and see if I can get that kink out. Don't know if you can see it. I might try and zoom in later. I don't want to replace the tube because that's going to be a bitch of a job. Right, let's see if that was our problem, because there was no air coming through it. Yeah! Job done. Now, the next thing is to have a look at this winder mechanism. Fortunately for us, they put access to a little Allen key on here, so that we can put a key in and wind the roof in and out in case the battery goes flat or something goes wrong with the motor. You can manually override it to close the sunroof. Good idea. But I had to go with it the other day and it was incredibly hard to move. Let's go and get a key and find out. Maybe this is a better angle to look at it. Ooh. That's quite stiff. I'm going to go around the other side and see if I can get it. The good thing is that the mechanism is working, but that's you can hear the resistance in it. resistance is useless, futile. So that's I've got it moving a bit. The window's open. I've also got a battery here. Where's the other end of it? Here we are. And I can access the motor. So I'm going to go have a go. See what happens when I put power directly to the motor. Nothing. No. There was 3 screws holding the motor on, and they weren't held on by much at all. So the main power wires seem to be these wires here. So let's pull that off and let's have a look. Now there's a micro switch here to tell you where the stop position is. Let's plug this motor in and see what happens. I don't know if you can see from there. I might have to hold it a bit further up. So we don't want the micro switch ones, we want this one. Hopefully the motor works. Let's see. Motor working that way. Let's reverse the current. Motor working that way. Oh dear. So the motor's working. Oh, that sunroof is so stiff. Ah, dear me. You can see the guides and the runners in there, but there's rust up here for some reason. It's condensation. Do you know something? I think I'll have to pull all the bloody lot down to get into this, because there's something not quite right. Let's get the tools out. I wanted really to film all the bits and pieces I was doing to get the sunroof out of this. It was a right palaver. I was looking at dropping the whole assembly out. Apparently not. It's bonded to the roof and I'm trying to get it off, and well, that wasn't going to happen. So I dug around for about an hour on the internet, and I actually found a 1987 workshop manual for one of these, and it was all sort of, there was no pictures, it was just sort of sketches and things like that. Anyway, after a bit of messing about, I thought, well, it must be easy. There must be an easy way to get the sunroof out. And there was. It wasn't too bad. What was throwing me was that it was so stiff to go back. It was all gummed up and jammed up that the two pieces wouldn't move. And this is my big problem, because I've never seen one of these before. I don't do Range Rovers, you see. I don't do Range Rovers. And I thought the sunroof was glass and somebody had painted over the sunroof. A rookie mistake there. It's actually steel. Now a Range Rover man would be able to tell me that straight away, but there's nobody around here to ask. This is a Webasto sunroof. They made sunroofs as well as heaters. But you see, the bit I wanted was this bit. This bit here has the roof lining material glued to it. That's all I wanted. Didn't ask for much, did I? But it is a real mess about to get out. And apparently this is it. It needs a recover and a bond onto here with some roofing material, you know, like headliner material. But at the same time, it was so gummy. It really needed taking all to bits. It's not very clear how they come apart, but when you've done one, well, it's easy. You just take all the screws out. You get the sunroof right back, series of screws, and then you pull the cables up with the sunroof, and then it all comes up together. I would love to have done a picture of it, but it's on the roof. I couldn't get my camera up there. But it's done. So the next thing is to take these side trims off here. That's not too bad. I'll do that in a different video because it's really easy. But fortunately, like I say, I found the workshop manual now, so at least I've got a wiring diagram, at least I've got something to work on, and it won't be too bad. I think there was a few screws missing out of these panels here. Like it's got three fastenings on here. Well, there was only 2 of them in, so whether somebody had been playing around with it before, I have no idea. Tough, isn't it, when you get old cars like that you're not familiar with. Huh. I can see why the Disco 2s and Disco 1s had a sort of a sliding glass roof. Anyway, we're getting somewhere now. Yeah, what a mess, eh? I'm not looking forward to putting it all back together again. So, we've found out where, you know, the channel pipes were blocked up. That would cause overflow, cause leaking, cause wet headliners. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it properly, but then it'll all work, which is nice. So yeah. So we'll sign off this particular job, and then we'll try and do a video putting it back together again. I might just put the camera on the forklift and point downwards so you can see, but they are tricky. I think we're going to have a lot of like that Teflon lube in the roof, so I'm going to make sure that slides in and out really easy. I had a hell of a time trying to push it back. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Yeah, making Land Rovers better. I'd rather have a Land Rover Defender than one of these, but never mind, we're getting there. See ya.